Welcome to a new episode of PCN Life. This week we have Jeff Hills on from Healthy Appetites to give us some health information on immunity. And we take you to a salon in Kingston for Love Your Look as we learn all about hair.
With all the intense weather and storms that have hit our country, we decided to visit Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency in Framingham to talk about weather preparedness and what role the agency has for our state. Here in the Northeast, we're clearly not immune to wild rain, wind, and weather. Just ask the folks that live along the coast. More often than not, though, hurricanes that start in the south tend to turn into tropical storms by the time they reach our shores. In fact, you'd have to go all the way back to August of 1991 if you were looking for the last hurricane to make landfall here in the Bay State. But hurricane or not, weather is weather, and with the right conditions, it can easily lead to an emergency situation. In Framingham, Massachusetts, you'll find the headquarters for the people that monitor any and all such situations here in our state. Also known as MEMA, the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency is the agency that coordinates federal, state, local, and private resources throughout the Commonwealth during times of disasters and emergencies. As residents here, we deal more with winter storms, so we were curious as to how our state would have handled the situations they were dealing with in Texas and Florida. That meant heading 20 feet underground in this bunker to find out.
We can get a Category 3 or a Category 4 hurricane up here that would be equally destructive, or we could have a massive earthquake that would be equally destructive. So the way the response looked in Florida and in Texas would be very similar to what we would do here. We would be employing the same emergency management principles here in Massachusetts as you saw so effectively done in the states and regions impacted by Irma and Harvey.
While what happened in Texas and Florida was unprecedented in that they were back-to-back storms, it's not out of the question that it could happen here in Massachusetts.
If you're a member of the public, if you live in the Commonwealth, you work in the Commonwealth, the message is you need to be prepared. Preparedness is something that should take place before the next storm. The better prepared our public is, the more ready we are in our homes, in our communities, the quicker we will rebound as a community and weather the storm, if you will, and come out on the other side.
That preparedness starts in the home and at the workplace. That can be different based on regions. People that live near the ocean will prepare differently than those who live in the city in rural areas. Secondly, in the event of a power outage, have a way to communicate and stay informed without electricity. Third, families and businesses affected by the event need to have a plan as to whether they will stay or evacuate. The MEMA headquarters is a self-sustaining facility with its own power supply and rations to last for an extended period of time. Folks at home ought to follow suit and be prepared to shelter in place for at least 3 days. That's step 4.
And last, we ask people to consider being involved. Be a good neighbor, be a good citizen in your community. Think about what you can do to help your community be more resilient. How are you going to check on your neighbors? Can you volunteer with an organization within your community or outside of your community? Can you donate funds to an organization such as the Red Cross or Salvation Army? So be involved.
Framingham is the state's central headquarters, but they also maintain 3 regional outposts, with one in Agawam, which covers western Mass, another in Bridgewater that covers the southeast, and the third in Tewksbury to cover the northeast and some areas in the center of the state. Hopefully this has given those of you watching a little bit of insight as to how our own emergency management agency works here in Massachusetts, and more importantly, some of the things that you can do to be prepared in the event that an emergency strikes where you are. Reporting from Town Neck Beach in Sandwich, I'm Brian Sullivan for PCN Life.
We are so pleased to have back on set Jeff Hills, who's the owner of Healthy Appetites in Plymouth. Welcome back, Jeff.
Thanks for having me.
And we haven't had you on since the spring, so how was the summer? And what did you see, what trends did you see going on in your store?
The summer was great. We always have a great summer here in Plymouth. The big trend I think we saw in our store was something we talked about, I don't know if it was the last time I was on or if it was a few times ago, we talked about something called CBD.
Yes.
which is the anti-inflammatory part of, in the case of the stuff that we would distribute would be from the hemp plant.
Right, right.
You know, it's also available from the marijuana plant, which is essentially the same plant.
Right. And that was a big trending item
really
at the time, and still is.
Huge, yes.
Yeah, still is.
The clip that we did from that, I think, has over 800 views already.
Wow, wow.
So it's been
a lot
something
of
that's
people
got
heard
a
it.
lot of attention online.
Yep.
Gets a lot of attention in our store. People are using it for anxiety and
Yep.
pain and
Yep.
any number of inflammatory issues.
Yep.
It's been really, really a huge thing. Of course, turmeric is still hot. Curcumin, which
Yep.
is the active component of turmeric, that's very, very hot. And probiotics are a big thing right now, too.
Right, right. But this time of year, we have to talk about your immune system, because the kids are back in school. It's the fall. The weather is changing. It's warm in the day. It's freezing at night. Everybody seems to get sick. Let's talk about immunity.
This is the time of year when we start seeing everybody coming in sick. As soon
Right.
as the kids go back to school,
Right.
they go to school,
They
they
bring
get
it.
each other sick, they bring it home to the family, everyone else gets sick.
Right.
We know that there's going to be a wave of, illness of some sort when we start seeing the teachers coming in
Oh, right.
and using things for immunity. So
Yeah.
this is going to be a trend right through to the spring.
Right. So what are the most common things that people can do to protect themselves and to boost their immune system?
Well, something I just mentioned I think is vital for immunity, and that's probiotics.
Okay.
The bacteria in your gut are 80% of your immune system. So you
Oh,
really,
I don't think a lot of people know that.
I would
Your
say
gut
most people don't.
is what drives your immune system.
Yes, it's the majority of your immune system
Okay.
is in your gut.
Okay.
And it's the bacteria in your gut. So it's not even things that are actually part of you. It's things that are living inside of you.
Uh-huh.
So you need to keep that up and running
check, yep.
properly. I think doing a probiotic is a great way to not just protect yourself as far as immunity goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's great for digestion. Your mood will potentially be better as well, because the majority of your serotonin is in your gut as well.
Okay.
So I think that's really, really important. Something.
Now, let me just ask a question on probiotics. Can you eat probiotics as well as
Sure.
take supplements for? And what types of foods are probiotics, and what type of supplements?
Yogurt, of course,
Yeah.
is a big one. Kefir, which is almost like a liquid drinkable yogurt. It's not quite, but that's how people think of it. That's a great probiotic.
Yeah.
Kimchi
Yeah.
or sauerkraut, kind of cabbage
Yeah.
based things that are fermented foods. The fermented foods are great sources of the beneficial bacteria.
Right.
So I think if you can work those into your diet, that's great.
Yeah.
Something else that's popular these days is kombucha. That is another probiotic.
Okay.
So you've got lots of things
Can you
do.
take supplements that are just probiotic supplements?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And that's I would think is the way that most people get their probiotics. As far as I can tell, I am kind of in the business of
Right.
Of that, but
Right.
it's the easiest way and the most consistent way to get the good bacteria. A lot of the commercial yogurts really don't have any active stuff in them.
Okay,
I
so
would
you
say
need
most of
active
them don't.
cultures in them.
You want
okay.
it to be active.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. When people get the flu or get something and they're put on antibiotics, how does that affect your whole gut? And how does a probiotic work against the antibiotic, et cetera?
Well, that's just the thing. Antibiotics, they don't really come with intelligence. They just go in and kill everything.
Okay.
Or kill whatever they're capable of killing.
Okay.
And they hope that they get, you hope that they get all the bad stuff.
Okay.
But more often than not, they get the bad stuff and a lot of the good stuff.
Right. So you have to replenish those probiotics, especially after you've
yeah.
taken a course of antibiotics.
For years, that was the only reason anyone took probiotics, was because they
to
had been
offset.
on an
Okay.
antibiotic.
Okay.
So, for probably the first 10 years we were in business, that was almost the only time, or if they had a severe, intestinal issue.
Right.
So
So now probiotics, for a lot of people, are as common as a daily vitamin or other supplements that they take every day.
absolutely, it's one of the things we think everybody should do. So when people, I think we did a show about this once, but when people say, what are the things everybody should do?
Right.
Probiotics is in
one of
there
them. Yeah,
along
you
with
did.
multivitamins and
Yep,
the
you said that.
beneficial oils.
Yep.
So it's important.
Now, your immune system is affected by tons of things: what you eat, where you live, your environment, your stress.
Stress, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about stress, because it seems this time of year especially, everybody's schedules change, the kids are back to school, work gets busy, the holidays are coming up. How does stress affect people's immune system?
I think a lot of it is because stress affects your behavior. You don't sleep as well. You eat poorly.
Yeah.
People who are stressed out tend to eat the things we shouldn't be eating. In drinking the things we shouldn't be drinking.
Right, or too much.
Yep, exactly. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, it does obviously affect, we've, I think, done a show about stress too,
Yeah.
and it raises your blood sugar, it raises your blood pressure.
Yep.
It changes the way your digestion works. So it's ultimately responsible for a lot of things that, again, end up killing a lot of us, you know, high
Right.
blood pressure,
Right.
diabetes, things
Right.
like that. But it does a number on your immune system, so you've got to try to mitigate that as much as you can. You know, if you can de-stress yourself, you know, just with breathing exercises or
Right.
yoga or
Right. Or-
meditation
yep, yep.
or prayer or whatever
Whatever
it is
works,
that
right.
works for you,
Right.
then that's obviously a great way to go. There's lots of supplements you can do for that. I think that if you're under a lot of stress, it's not a bad idea to do something that'll help with that. Something that I'm really fond of is rhodiola, which is an herb that helps with stress,
Okay.
energy, sleep, libido,
Yep.
and immunity. So I think that would be a great thing for somebody who's stressed out this time of year. Something you do, empty stomach first thing in the
Right.
morning.
Right.
Works great.
Now, how do we get our kids to keep, because kids are born with a naturally great immune system, I would think, and we as we go through our life and have bad habits, we tend to take away from our natural health.
Well, you have an innate immune system and you have an acquired immune system.
Okay, explain that. That's very interesting.
Well, you kind of show up in the world with you know, certain level of immunity to
Yep.
certain things. It is kind of like almost like something we've evolved.
Okay, yep. This is in your DNA. This is just
yes.
kind of what you get. This is the package plan.
And
Yep.
you know, we're all familiar with you know, getting chicken pox and
Yeah.
getting the mumps and
Yep.
getting all the things that kids get when they're kids.
Yep.
And those are the things you acquire immunity to.
Okay.
So you get it, your body deals with it,
Yep. And you won't
and
get
now
it
you're
again.
unlikely to get it again. I mean, we're
right,
not sure
right.
if you'll never get it
Right.
again. I mean, we're starting to see evidence that people can get measles and then get measles again.
Right. Or chickenpox and then get shingles later in life, which is supposedly the same.
That's the same
Yeah,
thing, yep.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
there's ways to deal with that too.
Yeah.
But you know, I think that that's something that we have to keep in mind. I mean, I think that of the 38 people who got measles in the whole outbreak that happened at Disneyland a couple years ago,
Yes.
all of them had been vaccinated
Yes.
for measles.
Yes. And they think it was one kid that wasn't vaccinated that actually
They're not,
started that.
They actually think it was someone who was vaccinated that was
Oh.
shedding live virus and getting everybody.
Okay. So,
Sick, so-
anyway, so that's your acquired. You have an acquired and you have an
Yeah.
innate.
So as you go through life, you're going to acquire immunity to things. You'll get sick and
Okay.
you'll acquire immunity to the thing that got you sick.
Now, what is having shots to prevent, like the flu? So you're getting a shot so you don't get the flu. What does that do to your immune system?
Well, usually when they do the flu vaccine, it's they're trying to get the strains that they think are going to
Out
be
there.
coming around.
Okay.
And they do a vaccine based on that. So
Okay.
in other words, they think, well, we think this strain is going to come around this
Yeah,
year.
or this
we
one.
think this one.
Yeah.
And there's so many variations that they almost never get it right.
Right. They might get some. For some people, it might work.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
that's of all the vaccines out there, I think it's the shakiest one. It doesn't seem to work most of the time. So
Okay.
I never get a flu shot. I
Okay.
never recommend people
I
get
have
flu
once and I
shots.
got sick.
And that's been
The one time I got one, I said, that's it.
and that's
I'm
a common
done.
experience.
Yeah.
And you know, that's not allegedly supposed to happen. but,
Right.
I mean, how many people do you know that
Yeah.
got the vaccine and then got sick?
Yeah, right. Not,
Or then got the flu?
right. In our last minute, is there anything specific to elderly people and their immune systems versus people in their middle age versus children? Is there anything that we need to worry about our seniors?
I mean, I think that similar things will work for everybody.
Okay.
I mean, definitely the probiotic. I mean, things that we're familiar with, like echinacea,
Yep.
is a great thing to help you kind of make more immune cells. As far as antivirals go, I think it's really important to do those. If you think you came in contact with something, you think you have a cold, you think you have the flu, you know, jump on it right away. You don't want that, if you're elderly, you don't want that to turn into pneumonia.
Right, exactly.
It's one of the biggest killers of elderly people.
Right, right.
So if you do something like elderberry, it'll keep the viruses from replicating. Olive leaf, great antiviral. I think in one of the studies they did, it worked on every virus that they tried it on. So it's really important stuff.
Excellent.
So I think it's important to do those things.
Okay, so to recap, you want to take care of your body, you want to eat right, you want to sleep right, you want to exercise, and you want to make sure you protect yourself with as many probiotics and good things as possible to boost your immune system.
You don't have to take everything. You don't have to take everything all the time.
Right.
But if you need things, just be aware that there's things out there
Okay.
that can help you.
Thank you once again.
Thank
Great
you.
information.
Thanks.
Okay, Jeff. Now we head over to Kingston with Donna Rodriguez for a Love Your Look segment. Take it away, Donna.
I don't know about you, but for me, a good hair day is often a good day. But some mornings, it feels like you need a hairstylist and a chemist in the bathroom to keep your hair tame and healthy. So today we are visiting with Bobby Joe and the crew at the salon at Stonecroft in Kingston. We want to find out how to find the right hairstylist and what are the things that we can be doing every day to make sure that we're giving our hair the love it needs to look its best. So let's go. Bobby Joe, thank you so much for having us here today. A great haircut starts with a great stylist. How do I find the person that's right for me?
I always tell everybody, ask off recommendation, ask people where they get their hairstyles, what salon they like.
So I go into a salon the first time and I'm looking around. What are the things I should be watching for before I even decide to make an appointment for myself?
Come in, see, it's always nice, the atmosphere. You want the team salon, that everybody gets along, everybody has a smile on their face, everybody loves what they do, and they're good at what they do.
So I get some recommendations, I talk to some friends, I see people in the store whose hair I love and looks like mine. I make my first appointment. As the customer, what are the things I should be bringing into my potential stylist so they can give me the best results?
Most importantly, bring in your ideas. What is the end result you're looking for? Bring in pictures, talk about trends, talk about what style is going to be best for your lifestyle, how much time you want to put into it. A great cut is really easy to take care of, and then end with the take-home products.
And those are two really good points, I think, that we don't always think about, because we might see a style that we love in a magazine, but it could take half an hour and we have 5 minutes.
Right.
Do you run into that with your customers sometimes?
Absolutely. You know, every great stylist can customize a cut that works best to bring out everybody's inner beauty and the time that they have to put into what their style is going to look like at the end of the day.
And that is a key thing, because it looks great when we walk out of your door, but we need to be able to do it every day ourselves.
Right.
So we can love our look. What should we be doing on a day-to-day basis to take care of our hair? Everybody's hair is different. How do we know what to do and what to buy and how to wash and dry and all of those things? It gets confusing.
You have to consult with your stylist, whether it's from a big round brush to products, whether it's curl products, volume products, hydrating products. There's something for everybody to continue the look that they leave the salon with.
Are there certain things, no matter what type of hair we have, that we should or shouldn't be doing every day?
Hot water is not your friend, especially with chemical treated hair color. You want to use lukewarm water, sometimes even a cool rinse for shine. Just don't use on a flat iron the hottest degree. You want to be nice to your hair. You want to use the products that are going to pamper your hair, and that way everything will just last.
Should I wash my hair every day?
I recommend, if you can get away, unless you have oily hair, you do not need to wash your hair every day. There's products like dry shampoos, texture shampoos, that will eliminate the need to wash it every day.
So I need to find the stylist that works for my lifestyle and my budget. And I need to be a partner with them to be able to determine the right cut for my lifestyle, my face shape, and my hair. And then I need to learn the right products. And then I'm going to have a good hair day every day.
Exactly.
Excellent. Well, while I'm here, I think it is my turn to get pampered. So I think we should head over to the makeup bar and have some fun ourselves. Bobby Joe, I just want to thank you and your team here at the salon at Stonecroft. It's been a fantastic day, and we've learned so much about how to make every day a good hair day. But now it's my turn to be spoiled. So until next time, for Love Your Look, I'm Donna Rodriguez.
Thanks for watching. You can watch again at PACTV.org or on-demand site on our Prime channel. Life is also on YouTube, or visit us on Instagram.
See you in 2 weeks with more PCN Life.